The S&P 500 went down last week about 1.6%. It was focused on Russia and Ukraine as well as inflation fears. If you want to see how last week's market performance impacted my portfolio, stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Burgess back again with yet another video. Today's video is going to be a portfolio update. We've got some exciting things to update. I bought some shares this week. I'll share that with you, as well as we got over $800 in dividends this week. And I'm not going to lie about it. That was pretty sweet. The point of these weekly updates on my portfolio is to provide you with transparency around what I do in my portfolio. Hopefully it helps you. Maybe it causes you to ask questions about what you're doing. Maybe it causes you to ask questions about what I'm doing. But I share with you each week about all the purchases that I make, all the sales that I make, all the dividends I receive, all of the funding that I do, any market changes in the portfolio. So you get to see a complete picture. And then at the end, I will add slides that will show you my total portfolio, security by security, so you can see that there at the end of the video if you're interested in seeing that. One of the things that we also do is compare our performance with the S&P 500. There are going to be times that we outperform the S&P 500. There are times that we're going to not perform as well as the S&P 500, but it's a good gauge to see where we are. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and I appreciate it very much. If you like dividend investing and want to learn more about that and track my portfolio as well as some other analyses and things that I do, smash that subscribe button and you'll be notified with future videos as they come out. So with all that said, let's get started. Now, if you've watched some of my prior videos, you understand that I have a dividend growth portfolio that I break into two different objectives. One objective is what I call the growth portfolio, and it basically focuses on higher growth, lower yield stocks, and I'm depending on those to be future income. And the other part of my portfolio that I call the yield portfolio is focused on higher yielding, lower growth stocks. Those stocks are slated to give me current income. And so that's important to me since I have recently retired. I am looking for passive income through my dividend growth portfolio. I don't need it all at this point, and so I'm still considering part of my portfolio as a growth portfolio, but I do need some of it to be current yield. One of the exciting things from this week, and you'll see it on this slide, is that Whirlpool announced a 25% increase in its dividend on February the 14th. That was a Valentine's Day present for me as their shareholder, so I appreciate that very much. And I've got on this slide also the other dividend increases that we've seen so far this year. And if you'll notice, there's 7 dividend increases that are listed out here. I have 36 stocks in my portfolio. So 7 of my 36, which is about 20%, have announced dividend increases already this year, and we're in the middle of February. So let's move on then to the portfolio update through February the 18th. For the week, our portfolio balance ended at $770,379. Last week it was around $778,000, so we dropped about $8,000 overall this week. You can see that in dividends, we received $804.92. I'm totally stoked about that. I did not add any funds to either portfolio this week, and the market went down by $8,898. And it's pretty consistent between both portfolios. The dividend yield portfolio went down 1.4%, while the dividend growth portfolio went down 1.1%. Overall, the portfolio went down 1.1% for the week from the market change. Year to date, we have $2,472.93 in dividends. I have put $15,100 into the yield account for from a year-to-date perspective. And then for the market change, our market change is a negative $4,334. It's down now 0.6% on the year. And so we'll get to see how that compares here in a few minutes against the S&P 500. But the market change for the dividend yield portfolio is actually up year to date by 4%, while the dividend growth portfolio is down 1.9. So the net of that is a 0.6% loss. So if we look at the week by week market performance of the portfolio versus the S&P 500, you can see that in the week of February the 18th, our portfolio went down 1.1%, which we've already pointed out. The S&P 500 went down 1.6%. That means this week we did about 0.5% better than the S&P 500. When we look at it on a cumulative basis, our portfolio is down 0.6% year to date. The S&P 500, however, is down 8.8% on a year-to-date basis. So I'm very happy with that performance against the S&P 500. When I look at the yield portfolio for this week, I didn't buy any shares and I didn't sell any shares. So that's a pretty quick slide to go through. We will talk about the dividends, though. Let's move on to that slide. On February the 14th, I got $310.02 from Hess Midstream. And on February the 15th, I got 3 different dividends. One was from AbbVie, which was $105.75. One was from Kinder Morgan at $189. And Main Street Capital, which is my only monthly dividend payer, I got $79.55. So that was a fantastic week of dividends. You'll see on the next slide that I don't have any options in the portfolio at the moment. I left this on the screen though because I do plan to get more aggressive in options in this account because I want to enhance income. So in the future weeks, you will see probably more covered calls in this account. And if you look at the bottom of this slide, we have $743 in cash to invest in this account. I'll probably put that to work sometime this week. For the growth portfolio, this is where I actually purchased some shares this week. I added 50 shares of Texas Instruments. You may recall I started a position in them about a month or so ago, and they have come down a lot in value. You know, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. And I believe that Texas Instruments is a good value at the moment. So I bought 50 more shares of that. I didn't sell any shares out of this portfolio in the month of February. And I still have about $10,956 to invest here. I will be making some purchases here over the next week or so. In terms of dividends for this account, I got one dividend on Valentine's Day for $120.60 from Air Products. So in a pretty tumultuous week, we went down about 0.6%. I'm not too terribly sad about that. If my stock values are coming down, that means that they're more attractive from a price perspective for me. So I can't be too sad about my prices coming down because I get to buy my stocks cheaper. But with all of the turmoil in the world right now, with Russia and the Ukraine, with inflation, it's probably not a bad time to start looking at some stocks to buy who are beaten down. So like I said at the beginning, I'm going to put my entire portfolio to be totally transparent with you at the end of this video. And if there are any questions on any of the stocks that I own, just leave me a comment in the comments below and I will be happy to answer that. And with that, I will see you on the next video.